Talking about deal official, first of all, with the confirmation of the official agreements now done and confirmed by the club statement, £116 million, no add-ons.
Basically came in the last couple of hours that Man United have started formal talks with West Ham for Summerville. This is coming in from Ben Jacobs and a couple of other outlets as well. First and foremost, what are your thoughts on it? I'm conflicted, I'll be honest on that one. Also, I think I mentioned the player early on the 7 o'clock show that we should probably be keeping an eye on, re the midfield. And I think I want to start there as well. Tchouameni, right? If United are concerned about his wage and his fee, I'm telling you now, brother, if Real Madrid want to sell him, they'll sell him at market value and his wage will be market value. And he plays for Real Madrid in France. He may well be a World Cup winner in a couple of weeks' time. If we're worried about the wage and the fee of Tchouameni, we're basically worried about a player that will be sold at a fair price who is worth it. I get the fact that Matheus Fernandes is one for the future. I get the fact that Anderson is one for the future. But with people like Tchouameni and Tonali, you're literally dealing with players who are valued correctly, whose wage is correct, and they are actually ready to go quality players. So if we're scared or unwilling to pay, let's say, 75 million for Tchouameni and give him 250 grand a week, we're in trouble, aren't we? As I said to you last night, Tonali at 250 grand a week and 92 million, that's not overpaying. That's actually fair play. That's a good deal. We paid 89 million for Pogba 10 years ago and probably gave him 250 grand a week. I don't remember what Pogba's starting wage was. Maybe somebody does. But let's say Pogba, 89 million and 250 grand a week from Juventus 10 years ago, in today's market is probably the equivalent of 400 grand a week and 125 million, maybe more, I don't know. So Tonali at 92 and 250 grand a week is fair value. Tchouameni at 75 million and 250 grand a week is fair value, but we're not willing to pay that. And I think that's my message, is that we're not willing to pay fees full stop. It's not about, oh, we think they're overpriced or anything like that. We clearly have a problem with going over 200 grand a week in wages and over, 70 million on fee. And that worries me the most, because where we go next should be Tchouameni, and he is available. But we're not even willing to pay for good players, if you know what I mean. And that does warrant a concern, certainly. I've just been sent something here about this. Oh, official Matheus Fernandes joins Tottenham on 44 million deal. That can't be right. Yeah, that must be a typo. I think either that or he's trying to wind us up, because that can't be right. We're well on our way to similar league position as Newcastle had last season, thanks to our directors. Tonali was good business for Spurs, says Perk. Many fans are trying to justify how we're acting in the market, and those same fans will be saying we should be competing against those spending and are already better than us. The contradiction is crazy, says Patrick. Look, Patrick, I've seen people say that Spurs, with Van Hecke, Senesi, Tonali, Fernandes, and what they've already got, will be in the top 5 next season. If Arsenal, Man City, and Arsenal, Man City, and Spurs are already in there, and I think that's a big shout, by the way. Where are we, Chelsea, Liverpool? And potentially Aston Villa. So I think that my prediction is, whatever happens, we'll have a good start to the season because we've got an easy start. And whatever happens, Spurs will have a bad start to the season because they've got a bad start on paper. But as we know, your points accumulation from January to May is where you really go for it. Well, Spurs aren't in Europe from January to May, and they'll be settled by then. So I don't think it matters how Spurs start the season. I think it's how they finish the season. I think that's where the threat comes from them. Slow Sports News says we're getting Belabour, aren't we? I don't know. You know, on Belabor, there is a bit of an update where The Athletic are saying that they've heard nothing about Wharton and Belabor from Man United for quite a while. So, you know, let's wait and see on that. Sorry, I'm just going to get rid of an idiot in the chat.
Talking about midfielders, guys, I also wanted to mention what's going to happen next now at Manchester United, because in 24 hours we saw Elliot Henderson, Sandro Tonali and Mateusz Fernandes, 3 players who were of interest of Manchester United, but then the race was already left, going elsewhere. So what happens with Man United? Now you ask me, who can be the ideal target for United? The 2 names that Man United internally consider as fantastic options are Aurelien Tchouameni, but I told you the problem is the salary, and at the moment no green light from Real Madrid, and also Alex Scott is also highly rated by Arsenal and by Manchester United. Alex Scott has many clubs around him this summer, but Bournemouth insists they want to keep the player and they want to offer him a new contract. Let's see if Bournemouth will be able to keep him, because one thing is to say that, one thing is in the next 2 months resist in case they receive big proposals, but Alex Scott is one of the players considered internally by Arsenal and by Man United. Both clubs like him. At the moment, from Bournemouth is no, he's not leaving. But in case they open doors to an exit for big money, we have to follow these 2 clubs, keen eventually on Alex Scott.